So I'm at the DesignBuild Expo in Sydney today, and I'm just going to show you a few of the things that are on display. It's a trade show. These are by Unios, and they're LED oysters. I don't know if you can see it with the flickering on the screen. So can you see how big this one is? It's about 500 square, so it would get ceiling mounted. They do a 900 square one apparently, so almost a metre, and they come in the round and the square, and then there's a different rim. The other one I wanted to show you was this. So see, this is Flexi LED tube that you can buy in 4-metre rolls. And so you can use it as strip lighting. This one can go into a channel. So you can buy that and then buy the extruded channel by the metre as well. They have these groovy wall lights. So there's lots of different kinds. You can also mount them on the ceiling. But see the effect that you get when you mount a collection of them together. So these are these little lights, and that's the scale. You can see how big they are there with my hand. There's a dark. This was a fave. So this wall looks like it's 3D, but what it's actually doing is it's the light fitting making that. So you can get them with 2, there's another one with 2, or you can get them with 3. And can you see how that's making that light effect on the wall? You can do this on the ceiling too. These are some other gorgeous ones. So these are called the Astro and the Nova. And you can see there, they're just this tiny little thing that's actually pumping out a lot of light. Just gorgeous little wall lights. So there's a curved one and then a square one. So here I'm in PolyPiu. This is a product from San Francisco, and it's actually a bamboo ply that is then routed so that you get this fantastic dimensional panel product that you can. So this you can actually just mount internally, or you can backlight as well. So you can imagine what you get, the black that you're seeing is holes in it that you'd see behind. So you can use this as internal kind of wall lining. You can do it in a different colour. This here is a cedar, it's a stack cedar, and actually uses all the offcuts that normally get burnt and go to waste. And then they put it in a tile that then you can basically random put together in a brick stack pattern to get this stacked timber look. And then there's lots of other choices here. You can see all these different kind of timber tiles that you can basically then make internal lining with and make these great patterns to use for internal joinery or internal wall linings as well. So this was one that actually really caught my eye. It's a bamboo laminated product, and you can see it's the dark and light bamboo together. And the way they get the dark bamboo is they actually cook the bamboo and it caramelises the sugars in it. So you can get this in lots of different colour ranges and different patterns, but it's strong enough to use in joinery, on kitchen bench tops, and lots of other applications, and fantastically sustainable product. Now this is palm wood, and what happens is when the palm trees have finished growing coconuts in coconut plantations, these guys from PolyPiu go in and get the trees, and then they take them and turn them into these timber products. So what's really exciting is that these are incredibly sustainable, fantastic looking timber finishes that you can use in so many different applications in your home, and that help you be green as well as contemporary. So I wanted to show you this first. This is all plywood, birch ply, and it's all been stained with an Osmo oil stain in all these different colours. All the base product was all the same colour, and they've just used the stain to create. Now this is another timber flooring product. It's called Maxi Ply, and it's basically pieces of ply that are then put together in these tiles that you can get custom made really economically, and then get stained the colour you want. You can see here, just by using a different stain and a different pattern, you can get an entirely different look. So it's much paler, and then there's also a darker one here, and apparently you can even go blacker than that. And then you can also use it as wall products. They use different thicknesses of the end grain to get a different look on the plywood. The end grain is super strong and super durable, so you can use it as stairs, as flooring, as joinery, as wall panelling, and you can just set. Alright, so this is modwood, and modwood is made up of recycled plastic and reclaimed timber. So totally untreated timber and recycled plastic. So super environmentally friendly and super low maintenance. Doesn't need staining, it doesn't need finishing. Now, my first experience of modwood was ages ago, like years and years ago. Company's been going for 17 years, and I used to find it feel really plasticky, but this doesn't at all. This feels really nice underfoot, so be great as a deck. And you can see now you can even get it in these grey, and then you can get it in the different batten thicknesses. They're all solid, so they get fixed like timber does, on similar structure to timber. You can see all the different thicknesses you can get for screening, for battening, for decking, for all sorts of different things. And even look at these timber louver that they've got here. So great product, Australian-made product. Check it out if you don't want to be staining a deck every 6 months. This is a viable solution for you. Now, this stuff really excited me. This is an Italian company called PolyPiu that has been in operation in Italy for, I don't know, I think he said 35 years, and doing polycarbonate at an industrial scale. And they've just started distributing here in Australia. Now, unfortunately, in Australia, our association with polycarbonate is really cheap and nasty. But in Europe, they use this stuff to literally wrap art galleries, industrial buildings, because it has, when you do it right, it has incredible thermal performance, even better than concrete and some other products. So I think given that they're still manufacturing in Italy, they're a little away from sort of supplying the Australian home renovation market. But I wanted to show you, because I reckon we need to keep these guys on our radar. Can you see that? It's a corrugated polycarbonate. It is stunning quality, and it's got so it has an insulative quality to it, and yet has this beautiful lightness. I think this one was $20 a square metre, like super cheap. But these guys need to get ahead in terms of warehouses and all of that kind of stuff. Because at the moment they're manufacturing in Italy, and obviously then everything needs to be shipped here. Can you see these different colours? You can also get it in this fantastic kind of honeycomb, and they're looking for big opportunities in Australia to really scale their product here. So so we can all get hold of it. But look at this. Look at all the different colours. Can you imagine how amazing you could make a beautiful lantern house or extension with this polycarbonate product? It's super durable, super lightweight, super insulating. So these guys are Gattani Stone. They're based in Sydney, but they work all over, and they have this incredible island bench on display where the top rolls off. Can you see Jason there demonstrating for us? Can be. Now, this is a porcelain top, which is a fantastic material to use, and you can see there is actually an induction cooktop in there. So these G's are elements. Can you see that water going there? So these aren't hot to touch. Can you see? I can touch that, so super safe. Now, the panel of the induction cooktop you can see comes out like that, and then they've also used all of the marble on the drawer fronts, and drawers. So it's actually rebated in, so it's not super heavy, and the drawer runners can cope. But look at it. So if you're into green walls, this product might interest you. This is Easy Green, and it is actually real plants, but what they've done is they've pulled out the sap and they've injected a natural solution which actually preserves the plants. So this is a real fern, and it feels like a real fern. This will last up to 20 years. Then we've got moss here. This is real moss, and it's done in grids and then fixed to the wall, and that will also. So 20 to 30 years, he's saying. They're based in Melbourne. But you can see, the sky's sort of the limit in what you could do with it. Ranges between 600 and 900 a square metre. But honestly, if you don't have to water it, you don't have to maintain it, you don't have to do anything. So these guys are CR5 Places. They're based in New Zealand, and they make these stunning fireplaces, which I can't tell you how much heat this is pumping out at the moment. They're glass fronted or mesh fronted. Lots of clients that I speak to really struggle with seeing how they'll fit a TV above their fireplace without straining their neck to look at the TV. Can you see this is a really long, low profile? It's a gas fireplace, and then the TV is sitting in a niche above. Because they're fully sealed, you don't get any heat leakage from them, you don't get any issues or any normal complications that you can get with gas fireplaces, and you can duct them. So there's hot air blowing out of this, and that can be located and flued to anywhere. So you could have your fireplace at one end of the room and then have the ducts running through to the other end of the room. You switch the fireplace on, the duct goes on and starts blowing hot air at the other end of the room, and all of a sudden the whole room gets warm very, very quickly. And these are in normal joinery, so you don't actually have to have any heat resistance joinery because this is all fully sealed. So they were telling me they've actually had this faced with leather before, but this is just standard joinery. So good solution. So, yep, go for it. These are tilt skylights. These were actually one of my fave finds today. So you put this into your roof in order to get access to your roof. Can you see he's dropping that? It's motorised. Isn't it stunning? So it's a skylight. Now it will you can see there the stair, full stair going inside it, so that you get full head clearance at 2200. And they're super easy to install. So they're all come as a complete unit that the builder can then drop in. What I love about this is that lots of people want to get access to their roof, but it becomes really complicated about how you're going to do it. And this is just an off-the-shelf item that you can purchase and get your builder to install. And it's all stainless steel and beautifully made. Can you see that? Now this one is a frameless floor hatch. So if you've had dreams of putting a cellar in your basement and getting down to it underfloor, look at that. So you drop a ladder down and then you can get access into your underfloor space and put this beautiful glass top on. So that image gives you an idea about how that might look in a space. But again, this is an off-the-shelf item, super easy to install, beautifully made. You can see how thick that glass is. So with both these options, you can walk on the glass so you can service it.